this. Okay, so today we're talking about the law of correspondence, which is the second universal law of the Hermetic principles. So as above, so below, as within, so without. And that's the way most people know this law. But, and we can go in the simplistic part of it is, what if you're feeling frustrated, if you're feeling that your life is in chaos, you will start to observe and realize that in your outer reality. If your outer reality is in chaos, you will notice that there is an element of chaos or dysfunction in your inner world. And this is why, in the personal development world and that we talk about, there's all this inner work to do, as within, so without. If we want to create peace in our life, we need to create it in ourselves. We can't be on an inner turmoil or fight with ourselves. So it is like what we create. This is why, we're living in this world, but it is actually multidimensional. And all these people are having very, very different experiences. Some people are living a world that would be described as a living hell, and other people are living a life that's very different, maybe one of just love and peace. Maybe, there are challenges, but they seem to deal with it differently. I remember in COVID, I think that was a really good example of some people that were really next door neighbors, that some people that were really struggling, and then other people were really enjoying their time with their family. And it is as within, so without. And it's also, you can't even see it as what's going on in your home will represent your relationships in your workplace, what's going on, and also in your physical being as well. So going on to this a little bit further and relating it back to the universal principle is that we're looking how everything is connected. And that is like last week we spoke about that everything is mind, everything begins with a thought, the universal mind, everything is created in the ether, in the spiritual realm. So in the Hermetic principles, it talks specifically about 3 planes of existence, 3 realms. It's the physical realm, the mental realm, and the spiritual realm. For example, that is actually why I originally got this tattoo on my wrist, to remind me that we are a mind, body, spirit complex, that we are not just one. We are not this physical body. We are not just our thoughts. We are not our emotions. We are so much more than that. And we also aren't just our spiritual being. We're not just that. But that is where we start. That is the highest realm. So when it's talking about that everything is connected, it's saying that everything is connected from the spiritual realm to the physical realm. And if we want to move into a place of life mastery, then we have to have cohesion with all of these aspects of us. Now, the physical realm, often we try and change the physical realm first. And that is probably our greatest mistake, because we see and touch and feel this physical realm, and we look in the mirror and we see ourselves and we believe, even if, consciously we learn that we are more than just this physical body. It is hard to get past this physical world that we live in, because we're faced with it every day. It's in our face, it's touch and feel. And we did come here as spiritual beings to have a physical experience. So this physical experience dominates us. And part of our life mastery is to work out the balance between these 3 realms, the physical, the mental, and the mental includes emotions and thoughts and beliefs, what we think about. And the spiritual is the highest realm. That is where we create. That's the universal mind. That is where the frequency and the vibration is the highest. And so when we create in that realm, when we find balance, when we're connected to this higher realm, the spiritual realm, and we can then filter that down into the physical, that is when you will feel that life, that you're in flow, That is when that you feel like things are moving for you, that you have cohesion, that you have actually, it's not saying that life will be free of challenges, but how you react to your challenges will be a lot different as if you're disconnected from that spiritual realm. So the lowest point is matter, physical, highest point is spiritual, and that's frequency. And in the middle of that, the bridge that builds them together is our mental. The bridge between our physical and our spiritual is our mental, our emotions, our beliefs, our thoughts, what we choose to feel. Is it in here? I don't know, but what we choose to fill this body with, our food, what we, the be do have, the being, the identity is what will bring all of that together. Now, the law of correspondence, when we see the change process that I want to do today, is actually dive in deep on, how can we create balance and harmony between the spiritual, mental, and physical? Because often we're observing the physical and this is what I don't want. And so we keep creating it. Someone who keeps filling their pot of thoughts of lack will keep experiencing lack. Someone who's feeling I want to create a successful business, but then the thoughts is like, I'm not very good at business. I'm not really good at that. I don't, thinking of all these other things, or I need to do this before that. And these negative self-talk, you're going to keep creating that because you can't wait for the outside to change so you will be different. It's that old saying of be, do, have. And most of us are doing so we can have, and then we think we'll be, but it's the opposite. And this is where we're going from the highest to the lowest, the highest frequency to the more dense, which is matter, which is physical. Physical is our last realm. Physical is where we truly manifest. But before we manifest, we have to create cohesion and balance and harmony in the highest realm, which is our spiritual and our mental. And that's why working with the superconscious is so amazing, because that is the highest realm. And we can, because the bridge is the mental, you can create success through constantly working with your unconscious in this matter way, like, pushing with the physical and the matter, and you can, but it's hard. And sometimes people get in these loops. But when we work with the spiritual and understand who we are, it's the premise that we are working with our physical, mental, and spiritual beings, that these are planes of existence and they're states of being. They're not separate. They sort of move into each other like water to steam. From ice being the physical, the water being the mental, and the steam being the highest vibration. It's easy to move around. It's like the highest point. And so that is why with the law of correspondence, we can observe how everything is connected. How, there's the cells, like there's the solar system, how it moves around the sun is similar to our cellular system. And there's all these different examples of the macrocosm and the microcosm, how things exist in the universe and how we can bring it back down onto a cellular level if you want to go to that point. I'm not going to go there today, but it is something just to understand that everything is connected, that we are and to understand that when we realize that we're connected, and the law of correspondence is to know that if you want something to change out here, there is a big element of we're doing the inner work. And then the inner work creates the actions that will change what is happening in the physical. The inner work, I'll repeat that, the inner work that you're working on within the being, be, do, have, which is still the law of three, The law of correspondence is that once we become that being, human being, we're being a human being, but we're a being before we're human. The being, who we choose to be, creates what we do. What we do creates what we have. There's no skipping the steps. But when we are trying to do to create out of, that one day we're going to be the person we want to be. Once we have that money, we're going to be that, feel successful, confident. And, once we have that relationship, we're going to feel loved, whole and complete. Once we resolve that health issue, we're going to feel vibrant and healthy. And I'm going to do different actions. It doesn't work that way. And it doesn't work that way easily. And sometimes you can manifest through pushing and through will, power versus force. But that works also with the consciousness and frequency. Power is working with nature. Force is pushing against it. And so the law of correspondence is learning how to work with nature and seeing things on the smallest level. We can look at the statement of, if someone believes that they can't change the world, they've never, I think it was Gandhi that said it, that they've never slept with, they've never tried to sleep with a mosquito that bites you, this little insect that can cause such turmoil and disruption. So we want to see things from the microcosm as on a cellular level, as on a macrocosm on a universal level. It is the same. They're just different degrees. And that is, we are living that ourselves. We have a macro and microcosm of our own life. And to observe as within, so without. It's often interesting to me when I'm working with clients and they will say, oh, no, but I don't believe that. I don't have that belief. But what is happening in their outside world will actually dictate that, yes, they do have that belief. Consciously, they may believe, no, I don't believe that. But unconsciously, there is a program that is active, that is telling them, yes, that is whatever is created in your outside world, understand that it is a reflection from what is going on within. So as we're moving through this topic, I'm just going to go onto Facebook to see. Oh, Samara said, hello, how are you? Might be easier. If it's easier on Facebook, just stay on there, and the recording will be on here, so you can always watch it again. So I'll go back and forth if there's other questions. The change process we're going to do today to work with the law of correspondence is two ways. So when we're doing coaching, one of the first things we do when we're working one-on-one with clients is our values. Now, values equals, I've got it written down here, values equals your focus, so where your attention is, and your focus equals your state of being. Now, as we've just said, our state of being and our focus will then create our reality. As within, so without. As above, so below. So when we're working with the values, it's actually, we're changing how we want to be. We're looking at where we're putting our focus. We're looking at where our values are. So for example, if you're looking at wanting to create financial abundance and you ignore your accounting responsibilities, or you never look at your bank account because I don't want to deal with it, your focus is not on that. And it is sort of like if you want to lose weight or get healthy, but your focus is that, I think one person, I remember with Chris Duncan, he'd always say that health and vitality needs to be one of your values, because without it, you don't have, it's not you, it doesn't exist in the physical plane. If we're not focused on our physical, on health and vitality, then we're sort of hijacking our physical experience. So it's like, where do we put our values? where do we focus our attention? And how we reverse engineer this is like, okay, so the person who has already created this thing, this experience, this life that I want to live, a life that I can love, this person that has already created it, what do they value? So we're reverse engineering. We have the capability of doing this. We have the capability of working within the quantum. The quantum, the spiritual, is where everything already exists. And as I said last week, we have access to this unlimited information. We have access to the future version of us. We have access to the version of us that didn't do the right action steps and that did something else. We have access to this. Everything is created in the quantum, in the spiritual. And so it's like we can sort of move it around. I think about, if you remember the Iron Man movie, and he had that big screen and he's moving things around. That's how I kind of visualize the quantum when I'm sort of working in a recreate, that I'm sort of, okay, I want that over there. So if I did that, that would be there. No, but I want this here. We can start to do that, play with it, make it fun. The law of correspondence is to create harmony on the 3 levels of existence. And where we start, so it's the physical, the mental, the spiritual. We start in the spiritual. We start creating there, and then we go, okay, well, what is the vision? So the vision is in the mental. And I would write this up, but I think it might be a little, I will, if anyone wants to. Oops. So spiritual is the vision. Mental plane is your thoughts and beliefs. And physical is matter, manifestation. And if you want to see, that is superconscious, that is unconscious, and here is duality, being the self-conscious. Probably I was standing there, maybe you can't really see that. If you can read that, that's great. From me, where I'm seeing it looks back to front, but hopefully you can read that. Spiritual, I'm using those terms because they're the terms that are used in the Kabbalion. Physical, mental, spiritual. So where we just start off with, what is our vision? And that's what we do in the recode. So we're breaking it down, the magic of the universe, the magic of understanding the universal laws and how they work. First, we do the vision. And sometimes we just stay there because it's nice. It's a great place to be. It's such a happy place to be in that vision space. I love it. And I've probably spent way too much time there and not bringing it back into the unconscious, into the mental thoughts, beliefs, actions. And then, well, the actions are sort of in between the mental and physical. So the vision. So what I want you to do is think about something that you want to create that you haven't created yet. And we're going to go into just create that vision. What does it feel like when you've already done it? What is there? And I want you to actually think about the person that has already created, the version of you that has already created this. And this is where we look at the eye. There's like a number of different change processes we can do here. So and one is we do our values. And how I like to do the values is to really go into what does that person who's already created, what do they do? What do they think? What are their values? You know, maybe they're organized. They value their family. They value financial security, financial abundance. They value travel. They value relationships. They value their work. They value their purpose or their fulfillment. So these are the values. So I want you to think about then who the person you're becoming, or the person who's already created this end result. What do they value? So have a think. The vision will help you understand it. Like the vision, we're not going to go in, we could spend so much time just unpacking our vision. That's something you can do in your own time because it's a beautiful exercise, and there's different meditations in Creative Sphere that help you tap into that vision, like the blue mist meditation. There is the quantum jump meditation, and inner fire. There's like lots of ones that can help you just delve into that vision. And who are you becoming? Now, the next step is, once you understand that, what are the values of that version of you? What are the values of the person that has already created it? And this is where I'm just going to give some examples. Like the values are, where do you focus your attention? My pen. So one of my great values is family, relationships, financial abundance and security. And that is related to my family and relationships, because when you have that, that makes life a little bit easier. Travel and experiences. So you can list around 10 of your values, travel and experiences that you want to have with your family. And so then you work out how you're going to focus your time on that, because as within, so without. So this is just a quick exercise. There's other ones we do, which is the grid work, and I'm listing a number of different processes that there are access to this on the Creative Sphere website. But also, if you want to know more about which change process to do to unpack your values, you can contact me directly or one of your coaches, because they'll be able to work through your values with you. Travel and experiences, usually good to have 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Experiences, health and vitality, you got to put that in there. Health and vitality. Fulfillment, purpose. And there's your intimate relationships, and then your social relationships. And having a nice home is really important to me, creating that space. And my spiritual growth. So there's my 10. One is family, my son and my husband, my relationship. So then I focus specifically on my relationship with my husband. Financial security is really important to me. Travel and experiences, like to share experiences with the ones I love, whether it be on retreat, whether it's going on holidays, exploring whatever it is that you love. It really makes my heart sing. So that's how you know, I just want it because I love it. Fulfillment. I need fulfillment in what I do. You could put me in a bank and I could earn $1 million a year, but I would hate it, because my fulfillment comes from working with people and helping people on their spiritual path, on their growth, spiritual growth and expansion. That is my fulfillment. I get such love out of it. It's my purpose. So fulfillment is sort of 6 and 7 for me, are sort of really bound together. Fulfillment and purpose are the same thing. My purpose fulfills me. Social relationships, my friends, they're really important. The people that I interact with outside of my intimate circle. My home, to create a beautiful home, a luxurious home, is really important to me. My surroundings, my external, my physical environment. So, and for example, that, so as within, so without, it would be like, keep it tight where you're living now, make it beautiful. Make it Make it beautiful so then you can keep creating it. It's like, you know, clean up your thoughts in your head. These are some examples, as within, so without. Your house is a sort of a microcosm of your physical experience. Your business is a microcosm of your physical experience, how your business runs, how your home runs, your relationships, and it'll be how you see and experience the world. My spiritual growth, huge. What I do, like learning about life mastery, learning about magic, learning about how to be this multi-dimensional being is just such a great love of mine. So there's the 10. So they're your values, and that helps you as within, so without. So that's, I'm not going to go into a lot more detail than that. But they're the things that, you know, as there's sort of action steps to do. And from there you go, from looking at that, looking at what they value to create that life they want. So someone who's already created the life that thing that you're trying to create that you haven't created, that what is it that they focus on, and how is it different to what you're doing now? So then we go into the next level of being. This can be, what would they believe to create that? So the belief could be, I am confident. So these are also working with the I ams. So we're taking our belief systems a bit further and using it as the being. The I am confident. That could be one. I am funny. So I am a good friend. I am loved. I am organized. I am a successful business person, woman, or whatever you'd like to say. I am in a loving relationship. So go through your I ams, and maybe your I ams have increased. Maybe you've already done your I ams and you're going, oh, they feel pretty, you know, organized. Start doing new ones. I am. Remember, I am is connecting you to the universal mind, to your divine self. The I am. It's like a prayer that actually sort of bypasses the unconscious and connects you straight into your being. I am loved. I am beautiful. I am funny. I am in a loving, respectful relationship. I am magical. I'm joyful. I am successful. I am financially abundant. I am so good with money. I am healthy. I am active. I am vital. So think of those I ams, and then we're going to do the I am principle, the I am process at the end of this session. There's a lot to do in this law of correspondence. There's many change processes that we can do. And the law of correspondence is related to all the other 7 laws because it works with the harmony of each realm, each dimension, the physical, the mental, spiritual, and how it moves together, the correspondence. So you can see the cohesion. The mind and heart cohesion works better. Our body becomes in balance. And, you know, when you think, when you're happy at home, things are working well at work. You know, when you're in a loving relationship, your relationships seem to be good with other people. You know, it's just this cohesion in the way the world works. So if things aren't working for you, try and unpack it to the microcosm. Is it how I see, like all men are bastards, or people can't be trusted? And you will find that that is your experience. So we have to bring it back to a cellular level. And it's also a beautiful way of taking responsibility for your life. Having responsibility for your life is so important when we're creating, because I am what is one of the true choices is that I am the I choose to be the creative force of my life. I choose to be, I think there's another word in front of that, I can't remember. And I'll just go on Facebook just to check if there's any questions. If there's any questions you have, please put them in there. I'll double check. I am the divine creator of my life. So, you have these aspects that these are who you are. This is who I am. As within, so without. And so when things start to go a bit crazy in your life, when things feel chaotic, bring it back. Take responsibility why this is showing up and how it can lead you in the right directions. Return to your values. What is the version of me? You cannot, Einstein also said that you can't change, you can't create a solution from the same mind that created the problem. And obviously that's not the right words, but that's basically what it means. Like, the same mind cannot solve a problem that created the problem. So we want life to be different. We want to be healthy. I was talking to someone about this morning, someone who has recovered from cancer, that they had to change. The body that created the cancer can't be the same body that heals from it. The same mind that created an illness can't be the same mind that heals from it. And that may not mean physical healing. It might be just emotional healing. And, maybe it might be the healing to transition to the next stage of life. It's just there's always tool hints and messages we are getting to lead us on this path of cohesion and correspondence with the three planes: mind, body, spirit. So as we're going through those I ams, you've written them down. And we're going to go through the process now, which is also related. I'll bring this other concept in, but it's still related to the I am. And it is the mirror principle. Now, the mirror principle is the same as the law of correspondence. It's that your outer world is going to reflect your inner world, and vice versa. The mirror principle. But then we're bringing it back into the microcosm, where we're dealing with the I ams, you, specifically you, that are watching this video and hopefully getting some aha moments out of it. The I am is your microcosm. The I am can be your mirror. And this is why the mirror work that Louise Hay did was so powerful. She didn't unpack it a lot, but it was just simple, like look in the mirror and say, I love you. I really love you. And it's perfect, because you kind of really do have to say that. You've got to believe it. I really love you. And I love you enough that I'm going to do these I am principles right now. The mirror principle, and this saying I love, and I don't know who was the original person who said it, but the image in the mirror cannot smile until you do. And that is a really important one to understand. The image in the mirror cannot smile until you do. So you have to change. You have to do the action. You got to turn those cheeks up. You've got to open your mouth. You've got to smile. You've got to be that person who's already created it. That person in the mirror that you're observing needs to be the I am of that, what you're trying to create. And then you start to create. So it sort of moves down. So when you start to be I am confident, well, I am confident. So one of the beliefs is I'm confident. I'm capable. So the belief is now that I'm capable. I can create this. I can make this happen. So I want you to write down your I ams. And if you need to pause this video, pause it. And I want you to read through each of the I ams. I want you to go through each of the I ams and feel which one feels right. You know, what they feel like I'm already there. And there'll be a few that feel resistant. You know, maybe if you're having a health issue, the I am healthy will have a lot of resistance to it. So I want you to feel into that resistance. And then also acknowledge, what would it feel like if I was healthy, and start to see that vision of what it'd be like. Maybe what if it, I'm really good with money. I'm so good with money. I'm a great investor. Doesn't feel real in your physical, but you want it, you choose it, you desire it. There's an aspect of you that exists. So what does that feel like? Opportunities just flow my way. I am a great creator of opportunities and I know how to action them. I'm always in the right place at the right time. How does that feel? So I want you to go through them, pause, write down little notes next to the I ams. And as you're going through, write down these attributes. And I want you now just to go through and pause this video. And as you pause it, wait there, before you pause it, just listen to what I have to say. Go through each one of the I ams and feel in, embody the emotion that each one that would bring at the end result. Not the one that maybe brings up resistance. When that brings up resistance, some you'll find it easy to embody that emotion, and other ones you may find less than easy. So go through them and write down, if I knew what it felt like to feel confident, what would it feel like? If you're like, I don't know what it feels like to feel confident. I don't know what it feels like to be financially abundant. I don't know what it feels like to be in a loving relationship. Ask yourself this, if I did know, and this is the magic of words, if I did know, what would it feel like? Because there's an aspect of you that knows it. So when we use the term, if I did know, then we create the question in our unconscious mind, well, there is an aspect of me that knows this. Now, I want you to concentrate. This is where we use focus for our values. Focus, concentrate the power, and choose that aspect, the aspect that maybe you feel less aligned to. And I want you just to put a star next to those. And they're the ones we're going to focus on in this change process. And we're going to do the I am, the positive self-image technique, the I am process. And we've done this before, but it's beautiful. And I think we just need to do it over and over again, because be, do, have. When we're being it, when we start to teach, give information to our mental plane, to our unconscious, then we will know the right actions to take. And then we create in the matter. So we're doing the work up here on that little screen. So I want you to close your eyes now. You've written your I ams down. And you've chosen a few specific aspects that maybe you have resistance to. You've put a star beside them. And with your permission, I'm going to work with your superconscious. Superconscious, are you there? Superconscious, do I have permission to work with everyone that's online who's watching the recording? So please, if you're watching the recording, just consciously say it out loud in your mind that I give Arena permission to speak to my superconscious. Thank you. Superconscious, are you there? Superconscious, do you see these I am principles? Do you see the I ams, the I am being, the I ams of who each person on this call is becoming, that they're choosing? Do you see the I ams that have resistance? Please tag and treat those I ams in the best and perfect way. Superconscious, please treat all the part personalities and aspects that has resistance to this new way of being. And let them know that when they become part of the superconscious mind, that they no longer will feel resistance, that they'll feel more love, less pain, more satisfaction, less pain. And superconscious, please tag and treat and speak to each member and let them know when they become part of the superconscious mind, no parts will die, and that all their experiences and wisdom and pain that they've gone through in the past will be used at the best and perfect time. And we're moving from wounds to wisdom. We're moving out of the wound into wisdom. So we're no longer emotionally attached to the old way, that we have permission to be this new way of being on our inner work. And now we're going to say the following. We're going to work with unconscious. So we're going to say unconscious, and we're speaking specifically to our unconscious mind. So superconscious, please bring up the unconscious mind, that we're speaking specifically to the unconscious mind. Unconscious, so I want you to repeat after me. Unconscious. When I say my name, say your name, this image and feeling will immediately become manifest on all levels of consciousness and all levels of my being. So we're tagging and treating the I ams and the states of being that they create. I am powerful. So I want you to repeat them. I am powerful. I am capable. Repeat your I ams. And feel into the emotion of each I am, what it feels like to feel powerful, what it feels like to feel confident, what it feels like to be healthy and vital. Unconscious. When I say my name, this image and feeling will immediately become manifest on all levels of consciousness and all levels of my being. And feel into that. Superconscious, please tag and treat any resistance to this statement. And as we repeat it for a third time. Unconscious. When I say my name, this image and feeling will immediately become manifest on all levels of consciousness and all of my being. Superconscious, please tag and treat these statements on all dimensions, all levels. Please go to the original event, tag and treat the resistance on each one of the I ams that feels that there is a resistance to, and go to the original event that has stopped that I am from being manifest. Go to the original event, pull it from the timeline, treat in the best and perfect way, and put the event back in the timeline now with unconditional love. Pull it back in the timeline with a new perspective that I am the I am. Superconscious, please treat all the rules and definitions that have been created in this lifetime that came between the ages of in utero to 7, the ancestral rules and definitions that were passed down. Please tag and treat those. Please tag and treat the social norms that are different to what you're trying to create. Please tag and treat in the best and perfect way. Thank you. Superconscious, please treat all remaining resistance. Please treat all remaining resistance in this field with the I ams. And I want you now just to go through the I ams again in your mind's eye. Go through them, the I ams again. And I want you now to feel into it and see how it feels. Superconscious, please treat all remaining resistance when we treat our I ams. And imagine yourself in the mirror as homework, saying them and knowing that it is you, that you're becoming it, the mirror principle. You are the one that is smiling in the mirror to see that version of you who's at the end, as within, so without. Superconscious, please use all the archetypes to allow the teaching of these new principles of the universal laws, knowing them on a soul level, on a cellular level, on a human level, and please treat that in the best and perfect way. Superconscious, understand the archetypes of the hero, the archetypes that work to bring forward these stories and know it to be true, and teach the unconscious of the universal laws in the best and perfect way. Thank you. That all is well. Everything works in harmony. You are now a mind body. You are now and always have been a mind body spirit complex. Please anchor in that belief, that definition, that rule in the best and perfect way. Thank you. Superconscious, please tag and treat all remaining resistance for these I ams. Please ground all memories we've touched on today. Conscious memories, tandem memories. Conscious memories, tandem memories, unconscious, superconscious, archetypal memories, ancestral memories, multidimensional archetypal memories, and please ground them into the benevolent matrix of this physical universe. Thank you. It is done. It is done. It is done. Superconscious, please bring in the codes of the universal laws, and put the Hermetic seal them as in they are the one truth that you've always known how the universe works. And we are just unpacking, unveiling what was already known to be true. Thank you. It is done. It is done. It is done. When you're ready, you can open your eyes, and we will say the statement one more time. And I want you to feel into when you say your name. My name is Verena. And you feel into that version of you that is already created this aspect, the experience that you want to create. Unconscious, when I say my name, this image and feeling will immediately become manifest on all levels of consciousness and all levels of being. I am Verena. I am Samara. I am Jackie. I am Victoria. I am, say your name and see what that feels like on a cellular level. Close your eyes, tap into your inner self, your inner being on a spiritual and mental level, and then step out the door. I am this, and how you interact with this physical plane as the I am. I send you forth. I hope you enjoyed today's session. Next week, we're going to be talking about the law of vibration, which will be fun, and we're going to expand further on power versus force using that law of vibration. I love you. I hope you have a wonderful week. As always, if you have any questions about my session, if something didn't feel right to you, please let me know. Send me a message. You know, if you want to do more work on your values, go to your coach, your individual coach, or reach out with me. I can help you unpack some of those values. But I look forward to seeing you next week. And for those of you watching the recording, please feel free to put some messages so I know more about how you found this session. Okay, lots of love.